Hey folks, this is SPI 1.5, explain that a body is a system that maintains equilibrium and support life through digestion, respiration, excretion, circulation, nervous, immunity, endocrine, integumentary, and reproductive systems. So basically what that's saying is that our body works together to maintain homeostasis, which, if you remember from osmosis and diffusion, is a balance. So at the end of all this, you need to know the 11 organ systems, their functions, and how they work together to maintain that balance in our bodies. So first off, we're going to talk about the cardiovascular system. And the cardiovascular system is also known as the circulatory system. And its job is to bring oxygen to all the cells of our body and takes away the CO2, which, if you remember, is carbon dioxide. Yes, you can abbreviate. And waste from the cells. A couple things about what cardiovascular means. The word cardio means heart, and the word vascular means vessels. So it makes sense that this is called the cardiovascular system because it's made up of the heart and the vessels. I also put in there that the circ is the root word for ring or circle. So if you think about circulatory system, the blood is going in a circle throughout our bodies. So it circles blood through our system. The different organs and stuff we're going to get to in a minute, but the main part of it are the heart, the arteries, and the veins. And the arteries take blood away from the heart and lungs, and a way to remember that is that arteries starts with an A, and away starts with an A. So arteries take blood away. And when it's going away from our heart and lungs, it's oxygenated with O2. Our veins return the blood to our lungs, and it is unoxygenated, which means there is no oxygen in it. It has cycled through our body, and our body and cells have used all that oxygen. It has to go back and go through the system again. When it gets back to the heart and lungs, it exchanges the CO2 and gets the O2 in, and it goes through the cycle again. What you'll see throughout all of this is how a lot of our organs that we are going to talk about show up in more than one system. So they have a main system, and then they work with another system or several other systems to help maintain our balance, our homeostasis. So, organs for this system are the heart, the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, and our blood. And I know blood's not really an organ, so to speak, but that's all part of this system. Alright, our next system is the excretory system. The excretory system is also known as the urinary system. So I guess you'll never guess what this system does. It removes liquid waste from the body. And how it does that is it filters the blood through the kidney or the kidneys to remove the waste. So if you look at the picture here, we have our kidneys, and the blood comes through and gets filtered out. And so then the kidney cleans out all the waste. And the clean blood goes back through our arteries and veins, and then the liquid waste that can be removed comes down through our ureters, and then the liquid is stored in our bladder, and then when you have to relieve yourself and pee and urinate, it comes out your urethra, which it'll fill in here in a second. I skipped ahead a little bit. So everybody, males and females, have all of these parts, okay? So let's talk about the organs. We have the kidneys. We have two. You're supposed to have two. You can live with one. We have ureters, which are these tubes that connect the kidneys to the bladder. You should have 2 of those as well. You have a urethra, which is just one, and the urethra is where your urine comes out. And you have your bladder, which is what holds your urine before you relieve yourselves. Breaking down the words again, excretory, the EX, think of exit. It's leaving your body. Or if you wanted to think about the URIN, the urine is like urine that has to leave your body too. And there's your urethra. And like I said, everyone, male and female, has all of these body parts. Okay? All of these organs, everybody has them. Alright, your next system is the respiratory system. The respiratory system brings oxygen to the blood cells and takes carbon dioxide from the blood cells. When you think about the respiratory system, you might just think of the main organ, which is like the lungs, but it is so much more than that. The mouth can be included, the nose is included. So, here's the list. Your sinuses are here in your nose. So the nose isn't written down, but that's included. Your throat, your larynx, your trachea, which is this tube here, your bronchial tubes, which branch off from your trachea and into each lung. Your bronchioles are just the smaller parts on the bronchial tubes. Then, of course, your lungs, your right and left lung. And then your alveoli, or alveoles, which is plural. It's the small area at the end of the lungs where O2 and CO2 are exchanged. They're all like right around the lining on the edge. And that's where the alveoli are. And then your diaphragm. And we talk about your diaphragm. It is under your lungs, like right here. And it's a muscle. And when it spasms, it's what gives you hiccups. Alright, your next system is the digestive system. The digestive system breaks down food into simple substances and nutrients that cells and our body can use. So add our body in there. I know you'll have to write sideways because I didn't give you a lot of room. Sorry. Organs. Again, the list is extensive. The main ones, mouth, your esophagus is your windpipe right there. Oh, well, that's where your trachea and your esophagus run together. And your trachea is actually right here on the front side. And then your esophagus is back there. And your esophagus is what takes the food, and your trachea is what takes the air. Mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestines, large intestines, your rectum, and your anus. So all of this and its job, it's made a really big job that I did not include that we need to go back and add. Oh, I forgot this. Removes solid waste. Add that. That's super important. Remove solid waste. So that is the digestive system. Also, other parts that we didn't list for organs, the tongue, the nose, the mouth, your teeth, your jaws, those are all part of the digestive system, because as soon as you start eating, all of those parts start working for this system. When you smell something really good and you can almost taste it and you salivate, that's your digestive system. When you take a bite and you start chewing and you produce saliva and it breaks down your food, that's the digestive system. All right. The next is the nervous system. The nervous system's the cells in the nervous system are called neurons. They receive information from the body or the world. So internally or externally is what I mean by world. Like, when you think about if you touch something hot and you pull your hand away, you touching something hot is the external world and you pull your hand away. You being cold causes your body internally to want to adjust that temperature and give you goosebumps. So that's your response to things internally and externally. And that tells the body how to react. There's two main parts that then have smaller subparts. There's the peripheral nervous system, and that's all the nerves that branch off the spinal cord. You can see the spinal cord's labeled. And then there's the central nervous system, which if you think about central means center, you have your spinal cord and your brain. So your brain, your spinal cord, that's your central nervous system. And then all the stuff that branches off is your peripheral nervous system. Your central nervous system also includes the 5 sense organs. So eyes, ears, mouth, nose, and touch. Or some people say like the 5 senses, which would be, sight, hearing or sound, taste, smell, and touch. So same thing. So that's your central nervous system. The integumentary system, integumentary. It covers bones and our body. Its job is to protect, and it helps maintain homeostasis. It does this by regulating the body temperature. Remember I just talked about, you're got the chills or you're cold. It makes your hair stand up on your arms and you get bumps. And that happens so that the air closest to your skin gets stuck on by your skin and builds a little wall or cushion of warmer air to help keep you warm. That's homeostasis. It includes your hair. Remember, homeostasis means balance. It includes your hair, your nails, and your skin. And your skin has several layers and parts to it, but that's just the basics. All right, our next system is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is also known as the immune system, and it's like 2 systems that work together as one, and they each have specific jobs. The lymphatic system collects extra fluid known as lymph fluid, and it returns that to the blood. The immune system produces antibodies, and I left off the Y, add the Y there. They help fight pathogens, basically germs, bacteria, and viruses. The immune system should be like hot on your radar because of all the COVID-19 stuff. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about if you get the vaccine and it raises your antibodies. That's stuff that your immune system has produced to help you fight off COVID-19 and to keep you from getting infected. Or if you had COVID-19 and then you have antibodies, that's because your immune system created them to help you get better and then to fight it off. Organs in your immune system and lymphatic system, your adenoids, which are up there by your tonsils. So if you ever had your tonsils out as a kid, you might have had your tonsils and your adenoids taken out. They're part of the immune system. Your thymus, which is over here, which is right here. Your bone marrow, which is in the center part of your bones. That makes red blood cells, so that helps fight infection. Your spleen is right here, this little purple thing. Your lymph nodes, you've probably heard people talk about that or feeling your lymph nodes when you've been sick. You have a bunch of those under your armpits, in this area of your leg, behind your knees, up here in your neck and in your throat. That's why they feel your neck sometimes if you feel like you're sick and the doctor feels your neck to see if your lymph nodes are swelling. And then obviously your biggest barrier to help protect you is your skin. All right, so the male and female reproductive system. Sorry, my screen is blocked. Male and female reproductive organ system produces gametes. Gametes is the scientific word for sex cells. And males have sex cells and females have sex cells, and there are different types of sex cells. Male sex cells are sperm, and it's produced in the testicles, and the male reproductive organs, penis, testicle, scrotum, and your urethra, which your urethra is also a female organ, so that goes with your urinary system, if you remember. That's where your urine leaves your body from. All right, and then female gametes is the eggs or egg cells, and they're produced in your ovaries. And the organs are the ovaries, uterus, fallopian tubes, and vagina. And those are the parts of the male and female reproductive system. Muscular system allows movement. There are 3 types of muscles. Hundreds of muscles in your bodies, but 3 different types. There's a skeletal muscle type, which is what we mostly think about when we think about a muscular system, and it allows movement. It is all the red you see on this person right here. All that's muscle. It allows bones to move because it attaches from bone to bone to help you move. The next type of muscle is cardiac muscle. There is only one type of cardiac muscle in the whole body, and that's your heart, and it pumps blood. That's its job. And then there's smooth muscle, and smooth muscle includes most of your digestive organs, such as your stomach and your small and large intestines. Your diaphragm is also has smooth muscle in it. Anything that has to contract, like your stomach and your small and large intestines, have to push all that food through your digestive system so that you can remove the solid waste when your body has gotten all the nutrients out of it. So those are the 3 types of muscles: skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. All right, the endocrine system produces hormones like adrenaline. You've all heard of adrenaline. It's what you talk about when we talk about flight or fight. If you're going to run away from something scary or turn and fight. Serotonin is another hormone that our bodies produces. It helps stabilize our moods. Other hormones are for growth and metabolism. What helps you get taller. It's a hormone that says, oh, it's time for this kid to grow. And then it turns off and you stop. And then metabolism, how fast or slow. You've heard, oh, I have a fast metabolism. I have to eat a lot. Or I have a slow metabolism. I don't like to eat a lot. Those are those type of things. Organs that go with these are mostly glands, as you see on the picture. You have the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the adrenal gland, which is right here, that produces the adrenaline. Your thyroid gland is up here. That's what controls metabolism. Pancreas, and then the male and female gonads are the male and female reproductive organs, the ovaries and the testicles. They are part of the hormones, where hormones are released, is from those organs. All right, and then the last system is the skeletal system. The skeletal system has 4 jobs. Okay, so it's all of our bones. Oh, I forgot to add that part on there. I'll add that at the end. But its first job is to protect us. It protects our vital organs. Think about your ribs. They protect your lungs, part of your kidneys, your heart. Those are all essential organs to our bodies, and your ribs are there to protect them. Also, your skull is a bone. It protects your brain. The second job is to store fats and minerals. The third job is movement. It works with the skeletal system to allow us to move. And the fourth job is produces blood cells in the bone marrow, and the bone marrow is in the center of the bones. So those are the 4 jobs. The major organs, silly Miss Linker, how could you forget, are all of the bones, okay? So So there's like 206 bones in an adult. All those bones are the major organs for the skeletal system, and they all have those 4 jobs. Protects, stores, movement, and produces blood cells. That is all 11 systems in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let me know.